Nice. Now, there's something else I wanted to talk to you about. It's YouTube Music. Um, what do you think about it? Have you tried it out? Do you think it's a good product or bad?
Actually, I was really interested in checking it out. First thing I was going to do, because they were really pushing it about a month ago, I wanted to use it because it comes with YouTube Red, I think is what it's called, which is YouTube's premium service. And so if you get YouTube Music, you also get Play Music, and you also get YouTube Premium or YouTube Red, whatever it's called. And so I thought, hey, that's great. And it's like the same price as Spotify. So I was kind of interested in checking it out. What have you heard, Dan?
Well, I've heard a lot of people aren't really excited about it. They say it's really disorganized. It's kind of a bad product at the current place it is right now. One
Mm,
thing that really excites me about Spotify and Apple Music is that it has a lot of playlists that are excellent. I mean, you've got DJs that are famous all around the world that not only include their own music, but they include music that they love.
yes.
People that are famous and that are good at mixing music together have created these awesome playlists that you can find out new artists. Now, on YouTube, you have playlists as well, but it's just not quite as streamlined and it's a little bit more disorganized. Um, and the problem is YouTube Music is the same price as all of these people like Spotify that have been in the game for so long,
Right.
and it's the product's just not quite there. So if YouTube Music was maybe $4.99 or maybe $6, it would be something to consider. But the fact that it's the exact same price as Spotify and Apple Music baffles me. I'm not sure why they did that.
Well, what do you think about the premium features that come with it? Because when you get YouTube Music, you also get Play Music, and which granted isn't doesn't have as big of a library as Spotify, but I've heard it's pretty good now. And you also get YouTube Premium, which now YouTube's getting into proprietary television shows and movies, just like
That's a cool
Amazon
thing.
and
Yeah.
Netflix. And so you're getting more than just your music for the $10 that they're asking for. You're getting all those other features and products as well. So what do you think?
Oh, from what I heard though, for a Google thing, it doesn't even work with Android Auto or Google Home yet. Did you know that? So you've got a
Yeah,
Google
YouTube
Home.
Music doesn't, but Play does. Play Music does.
Oh, okay.
So if you pay for YouTube Music, you automatically get Play Music too. Now they may change that, and if that happens, then it'll be wah.
Yeah. It seems a little redundant to have two music streaming sources, though, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
I totally agree. And the only other benefit I can imagine is you can watch YouTube videos, or should I say, listen to them with your phone off.
That would be
So,
great.
yeah, I don't know about you, but I constantly listen to YouTube and treat it like a podcast, but the screen's still on in my pocket, burning through my battery.
Burning your battery. And of
Yeah,
course, all of you listeners want to be listening to this, right? I guess you could
that's right.
just do it on our podcast, but
Just
you
do the
could now,
podcast.
yeah, you can do it on YouTube too.
Yeah,
It'll be interesting to see. I like all this competition, but what I don't like is having to shell out money for so many different things.
I
So the
agree.
problem is, you really want to watch Stranger Things on Netflix, but then you have Man in the High Castle on Amazon Prime. And then you have something cool by Stephen King come out on
Yeah.
Hulu, and it's like, I want all of them, but I don't want to
And
pay
Star
all of the
Trek
money.
is on
CBS,
CBS
yes.
All Access, and Game of Thrones is on HBO. And next year, Disney's going to have their own streaming platform.
And Apple just said that they were going to release tons of new shows with really famous people, and so we're going to want all these different ones. But at the end of the day, by the time you pay all of the fees, it's over $100, and it's just like you're buying a cable package.
You know what I foresee?
What's that?
I'm going to prophesy.
Oh, let's hear it.
I'm going to tell you pirating's going to become a thing again.
I hope so.
So just a while ago, I think it was like 5 or 6 podcasts back, we talked about how piracy has been not eliminated, but it's significantly dropped because everybody's using Netflix and it's affordable and makes sense. But as soon as the fragmentation gets bigger, and especially with Disney, I think Disney's going to be that straw that breaks the camel's back. You're going to see people go back to piracy.
Now, can you pirate streaming things? Like, could you
Yes,
get Game of Thrones or could you get,
absolutely.
House of Cards? That's a
It's
Netflix
all there.
original. Really?
All there. Absolutely. On a
And how do
Kodi
you know that?
box, it's all there.
Yeah.
I
You're in
may or may
Canada. It's
not.
okay. Yeah.
Well, you know what? I actually do have an Android box, and so I've got Kodi on it. I've got a few other apps that also do similar things that stream. It's all there. But I really don't use it because everything I want to watch is on Netflix, with the exception of the new Star Trek series. So, like, pretty much everything's on Netflix, and it's just not a big enough draw to go through the hassle of pirating,
Right.
because there is a hassle to it. You need to be tech savvy enough to know how to set it up, and the streams are constantly being taken down in Kodi, and even in Canada, where the laws are different, there's still the government still supports and helps these big companies down in the States, in Hollywood. And so, and rightly so, it's copyrighted material. So we may not be going to court for millions of dollars of fines, but you can still be taken to court, and you won't be, for example, sharing a torrent in the United States. For every seed that jumps off of you, somebody that leeches off of you, that's an offense that you can go to court for and pay a fine.
Wow.
So a $2,500 fine, if you have 2,000 people, multiply that by 2,000, and that's the trouble
I
you're.
declare bankruptcy.
Yeah. Whereas in Canada, they call that one offense. So,
Right.
right. So the penalties aren't as bad here, but it's still illegal.
Interesting. Well, I'd be interested to see how YouTube Music goes.